Hey guys, it's your boy Ariel, back again. I did not abandon it. I did not abandon the challenge. Still going on. Day two. Today's day two, and so far, unfortunately, nothing that I said in the last video. Sorry, everything in the last video that I said that was gonna happen ended up happening, and it's gonna continue to happen. I think the I'd say that, yeah, like day two of no YouTube, no video games, no anime, no manga, just no like overall like just like external forms of stimulation that are non-productive. And it's been hard. Like I have like a really bad like headache. I've been really fatigued. Like I today I like went to sleep at like I shouldn't really start with that. I should say the night before. The night before, I could not. It was so hard to sleep. Like my mind was so active, um, and I just wanted to like I don't know, just like numb out. Like I just wanted to like watch YouTube or something like that, and just like do whatever it took to just like turn my brain off. But I stuck to it. I was like no, and eventually I somehow ended up falling asleep at around like 1:30 in the morning. And then I woke up this morning at like I'd say like 6:30, which is like earlier than I've like typically woken up at all in the past, I'd say few months. Like in the past few months, like having like a lack of structure to my day has been really hard, and like I could easily like sleep in until like 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And I just started waking up early, which was like a big shock. And typically, actually, I do typically wake up around that time. But what used to happen would be I would just kind of like go on my phone and then I'd fall back asleep and then sleep in. And because I didn't have my phone, I couldn't just like I had to just be up. And so I got up and I was like, oh, okay, it's like I slept in until like 8 p.m. until 8 a.m. And I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start my day. I don't really know what I'm gonna do today. And then ideas just started coming into my head. I was like, oh, I should go to Minion. I've not gone to Minion in a while, and I have to say Kaddish. And that was a like I went to Minyan and like I davened and this and that and like I talked to people, and it was like a really cool experience to be like, oh wow, like I can actually get up in the morning and like have a morning. Um, but then I'd say around like 11 a.m. I started just crashing really hard. Um, I started feeling like physical symptoms even like before, like the day before, where like I started just feeling like really chilly all of a sudden, like, and I'm someone that usually always runs hot. I don't know if there's any like real like correlation or anything like that, or there might be some, I might just be genuinely just getting sick. I don't know. Um, but definitely like more aware of like what's going on in my body, and being more aware and present of like how I'm feeling. Um, and I just have a pounding headache. The entire day I've just been feeling really fatigued, and like I ended up sleeping like from like I'd say like 11:30 a.m. until like 4 p.m. Like I just slept. Um, and like that was like a really like big shock to my system. The fact that I could just like clock out like that. Um, and I don't really know why my body's been having that reaction. Um, but overall, like I've been really a lot more productive than I've been in a long time. Despite like this long period of just sleeping in the middle of the day. Um, and like right now, like I'm working I'm working on like collecting like a bunch of like an auto like creating like an automated script to get like the hook laser for the day and have like attached like a bunch of translations and notes. Yesterday I met with a friend and to go over like a possible business idea and creating a proposal for a potential client. Um, like things are moving, um, and like I'm a teacher and the school year is starting soon, and it's just been weird to be uh, in the summertime with like no structure in my life. So weirdly enough, like just experiencing boredom has been actually a really great motivator for me. Um, it's gotten me off my ass, and I already noticed that I'm more present with my wife. I'm more present with like our conversations and like that like playfulness. That is so beautiful in an intimate relationship is so it's I'm able to feel it now, and instead of just kind of like just being stuck in my own world. um and so I'm able to be present with another person, and that's a really big thing to notice. Definitely a lot more irritable, like definitely like much more easy to be to feel like flashes of anger, or to feel anger as an emotion, I should say. Not really flashes. I mean, flashes of anger, I think, is right. Um, but it's nothing that I can't handle. It's nothing that I can't just like breathe through and just kind of like get into like an observer state and just kind of notice myself feeling that emotion of anger and not and realizing that it just doesn't define me, nor does it have to contribute towards any kind of action for me to take. And yeah, you know, it's interesting to look back and just yesterday, just how scared I was. Um, and don't get me wrong, like this is really hard, even if it's just day two. Like it's really, really, really fucking hard. Um, and I think it just goes to show just how fried my brain is. Like how addicted I am to like to stimulation. Um, and how this is something that I feel like has been a part of my life since I was a kid. And so it almost feels like this is becoming kind of a transformative experience, or it's kind of changing the core of who I am. Um, right? And I'm curious to see what it does for my levels of focus, my ability to retain information, my ability to remember to do things. Um, but overall, I've already seen some benefits, just even in just the second day of this. Um, but of course, it comes with a lot of side effects, and I feel like that's kind of the name of the game here, which is like, I'm doing this cold turkey, right? And so I know that I don't recommend this for everyone. I don't really think that this is a smart thing to do for most people. For me, I think that I was just in a place where I feel like I've tried a lot of different of the moderative or like middle path in moderation techniques, and none of it really worked for me. I tried everything from like getting certain like extension browser extensions to like literally limit myself to only like my subscriptions. Even then I'd go out of my way to like search for new channels to watch, and I would literally just like I'll go it's crazy like how far out of my way I would go to just like create like the stockpile of just content to just consume. um and it's really you know I thought I was gonna feel shame about recognizing that. But it's actually, I feel relieved because I'm like, now I know that I can change it. Now I know that I can be someone that doesn't have to rely on just constantly being stimulated and plugged into an online world, in order to just, function or think or do things. Um, And the world has actually felt a lot bigger now, you know? Um, Interactions feel like they have more weight to them. And uh, it's a powerful experience. It's a big shock to my system, I'd say. Like, physiologically, I definitely feel that with kind of some of the physical sensations that I'm feeling, of like feeling really fatigued and having big headaches and things like that. Um, but I know that this will be a journey. Um, it'll take a while for, those side effects to subside, and um, I'm again, that curiosity is still there, and that excitement is still there of like, what can I do with all this time that I have now? You know, getting back damn near 8 hours of my day. You know, like this. That's so much time. I realize like so much of my life, I misused that time. I abused that time, and I realized like that's not right to me. That's not right to my family, my friends. It's not right to, uh, you know, my higher calling. It's not. It's for to God. It's not a, that's not a way to live. Um, and these and I think I'm starting to come to terms, or starting to see. It'll probably be a lifelong process of just how damaging this can be, and how damaging it has been to be as addicted as I am these these forms of kalipa, the YouTube, the just these external forms of stimulation. And I realized that it's such an interchangeable thing, right? Like, I was playing whack-a-mole, where it's like, if I stayed away from YouTube, I'd watch anime. If I stayed away from anime, I'd read manga. And then, like, if I just cut all that out, you know and I'm just like, you know what, I'm not hitting anywhere more. Like, I'm just covering the whole plot. There's no more whack-a-mole. um what that leads to. And there's still some fear there, not as much as yesterday. um Mainly around, like, recognizing that I have to be a responsible human being, and with that comes, like, the genuine acknowledgement and experience of failure. And I think that, you know these addictions to, like, this, like, internet addiction, YouTube stimulus addiction, is the best way that I can really put it, is has been, I lost a train of thought already. That's something that I've been noticing too, is like, um it's like, my ability to string thoughts and sentences and, like, ideas together was already kind of fragmented, just from the extended use of these things that just destroyed my attention span. But I think that it's definitely gotten a little bit worse over the past 2 days. And I think it's one of those things where it's just something that gets worse before it gets better, right? Because I have to adjust to a life where I'm not being constantly stimulated. Um, but that's probably going to be something that you guys are going to see a lot in these videos, and early on, is what feels kind of like some, like, some rambling, some inability to kind of, string together thoughts or things like that. And my hope is that as I keep publishing these videos, that that changes for the better, and that I'm able to be more present, and I'm able to be more articulate in my thoughts and my ideas. I also noticed that I have a hard time looking at the camera. And I'll also notice that even when I interact with people, I have a hard time looking at them. There's, like, this, like, internal sense of shame. Um, it's not the first time that I've realized it, but it's the first time in a long time that I've realized it again. And that's an important thing to recognize. So there's been a lot of things I've been learning about myself just from the past 2 days, and um, we'll see where that takes me. I mean, as I keep learning about myself and developing what feels like to be more depth in character, what that spells in terms of my relationships, my values, um, my very sense of being and feeling whole and complete within myself. And yeah, I think we're gonna leave it there. This is kind of a small update. I think that there wasn't really there are very few things that I think in this video that are surprising. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty much exactly as what I expected it to be. With maybe some surprises of things that I've learned about myself. But yeah, so I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Um, and hopefully, you know, things will start to feel a little bit better, and the good will get gooder, and the bad will get less badder. So with that, I'll leave you guys to it. Um, let me know if any of this resonates with you, and um, just know that I'm not really alone in this, because this definitely is a shitty experience, but ultimately fulfilling and rewarding one. So yeah, feel free to leave a comment, interact. I'm here. And yeah, so with that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.